In the 13th century, from the ashes of the Byzantine Empire, the Ottomans rose to power. What began as a small principality in Anatolia would soon become one of the largest and most powerful empires the world had ever seen. Thousands of years before the rise of mighty empires, Anatolia was the cradle of civilization. Here, in the Fertile Crescent, early human societies shaped the future. The Hittites, the Phrygians, the Urartians, all left their mark on this land of endless potential. As centuries passed, Greek settlers arrived, bringing culture, art, and philosophy. Soon after, the Romans expanded their empire, making Anatolia the heart of their vast domain. The city of Ephesus rose in grandeur, its temple to Artemis one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. In the 4th century, the Roman Empire splintered. And Constantinople emerged as the new capital of the Byzantine Empire. Built on the ancient foundations of Byzantium, the city stood as a crossroads between cultures, guarding the gateway between Europe and Asia. In the 13th century, from the ashes of the Byzantine Empire, the Ottomans rose to power. What began as a small principality in Anatolia would soon become one of the largest and most powerful empires the world had ever seen. Under the reign of Suleiman the Magnificent, the Ottomans reached the peak of their power. Their vast empire spanned from Europe to North Africa and the Middle East, a melting pot of cultures, religions, and languages. By the 18th century, the once great Ottoman Empire began to crumble under the weight of internal strife and external pressure. Wars with Europe, economic stagnation, and rising nationalist movements heralded the end of an era. The world would soon witness the fall of one of history's most powerful dynasties. In the aftermath of World War I, the Ottoman Empire was dissolved. The Turkish War of Independence, led by Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, gave birth to a new nation. A revolution that would reshape the destiny of Turkey and break the chains of the past. Ataturk's vision for Turkey was nothing short of revolutionary. His sweeping reforms transformed the country into a secular republic. Education, language, law, everything was redefined, modernized, and elevated. A new national identity emerged, one that embraced progress and innovation. As the world entered the Cold War, Turkey found itself at the crossroads of East and West. The country became a key player in geopolitics. Yet, Turkey's internal struggles and military coups threatened its democratic progress. The 1980s and 90s ushered in an era of economic growth. Powerhouses. Yet, behind the prosperity, Turkey struggled with social divisions and political tensions. Entering the 21st century, Turkey stands at a crossroads. Its future uncertain, but its resolve strong. Economic challenges, political upheaval, and regional conflicts shape its current journey. Yet, the spirit of Ataturk's reforms continues to guide the nation as it grapples with its role on the world stage. Following the collapse of the Ottoman Empire, the birth of modern Turkey was anything but peaceful. The Turkish War of Independence, led by Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, erupted in response to foreign occupation and internal turmoil. It was a battle for survival and sovereignty, fought with courage, blood, and sacrifice. In 1923, the war was won. Ataturk's vision of a modern, secular, and progressive nation came to life with the foundation of the Republic of Turkey. The old empire was laid to rest, and in its place, a new nation emerged, strong and determined. Ataturk's reforms were nothing short of revolutionary. With sweeping changes, he transformed Turkey from an old empire into a progressive republic. The adoption of the Latin alphabet, secular education, and equal rights for women were the pillars of his vision for a modern Turkey. The journey of a nation is rarely smooth. And in 1960, Turkey faced a new challenge, a military coup. Political instability and economic struggles led to the overthrow of the government. And once again, the military intervened to steer the country's course. Two decades later, another military coup shook Turkey. Economic hardship and violent political conflict had escalated into a national crisis. The 1980 coup was one of the most significant events in modern Turkish history, shifting the country's direction once again. The 1990s marked a period of transition for Turkey. Despite economic instability, the country slowly began to recover and modernize. Privatization, a growing middle class, and expanding industries provided the foundation for Turkey's next leap forward. At the turn of the 21st century, a new political force emerged in Turkey. Recep Tayyip Erdogan, originally the mayor of Istanbul, took the reins of the country in 2003. His rise marked the beginning of a new era in Turkish politics. One characterized by both economic growth and increasing polarization. Turkey's strategic position in the Middle East has always shaped its foreign policy. As the conflicts of the 21st century unfolded, Turkey found itself involved in regional disputes, including the Syrian civil war, with consequences that resonated far beyond its borders. Turkey's relationship with the European Union has long been marked by ambition and frustration. While Turkey's economic and political reforms have brought it closer to the EU, the nation's quest for full membership remains one of its most challenging and debated issues. As Turkey enters the 21st century, it begins to assert itself as a growing global force. With a rapidly developing economy, strategic military presence, and robust cultural influence, Turkey's role as a bridge between East and West becomes more critical than ever. Turkey's long-standing ambition to join the European Union has been both a source of hope and frustration. Its economic growth and strategic position make it a valuable partner, but political hurdles and human rights concerns have kept it on the outskirts of full membership. As the Middle East remains a hotbed of conflict, Turkey's role in the region has become increasingly complex. Balancing its historical ties with Arab nations, its NATO obligations, and the growing influence of Russia and Iran, Turkey is constantly navigating delicate alliances. The Syrian civil war has tested Turkey's foreign policy. With millions of refugees pouring into the country, Turkey's government has had to balance its humanitarian efforts with its desire to secure its borders and preserve regional stability. As a key NATO member, Turkey's alliance with the United States and the West has been vital in securing its geopolitical interests. However, the relationship has been fraught with tension, particularly over issues like the war in Syria, the rise of Kurdish militants, and political differences. The political landscape of Turkey has undergone dramatic shifts in the 21st century. The rise of Recep Tayyip Erdogan and his Justice and Development Party, AKP, has transformed Turkey's political structure. Moving away from its secular foundation to a more conservative, authoritarian direction. July 15, 2016, a faction of the Turkish military attempted a coup to overthrow Erdogan's government. What followed was a nation divided with citizens taking to the streets in defiance, and the government swiftly restoring order. Yet the scars of that night would linger.
Despite political tension, Turkey has worked to maintain its economic strength. However, high inflation, a growing debt burden, and a volatile currency have posed serious challenges. The government remains determined to push forward with ambitious infrastructure projects and economic reforms. With the aim of becoming a top global economy, Turkey faces a rocky path ahead, yet its determination remains unwavering. The youth of Turkey, more than half of the country's population, are the driving force behind its future. Highly educated, tech-savvy, and fiercely independent, they represent the modern face of Turkey. Yet, they also face challenges, from unemployment to political polarization, as they strive to make their mark on the world. In a rapidly changing world, Turkey is redefining its cultural identity. From art to music to fashion, the country is experiencing a cultural renaissance. Younger generations are blending traditional values with modern tastes, creating a vibrant fusion of the past and the present. Turkey's strategic location between Europe and Asia has made it a key player in global trade. With major ports along the Mediterranean and the Black Sea, and its growing production in textiles, automotive, and electronics, Turkey is becoming a regional economic powerhouse. But trade partnerships remain complex, with both challenges and opportunities on the horizon. Turkey's rapid urbanization has brought both economic opportunity and significant challenges. While mega projects like Istanbul's new airport and the Marmaray Tunnel promise to reshape the country's future, they also put pressure on resources and demand sustainable development. Amidst the rapid pace of development, Turkey is grappling with environmental issues. Air pollution, deforestation, and water scarcity. But the government has begun addressing these concerns with initiatives focused on sustainability, renewable energy, and environmental conservation as the country looks to secure its future for generations to come. The Kurdish issue remains one of Turkey's most sensitive and persistent challenges. For decades, the Kurdish population has sought greater autonomy and recognition. Leading to tensions with the central government. The conflict continues to impact both domestic politics and foreign relations, creating divisions that are difficult to bridge. Turkey's role in the Middle East has always been a delicate balancing act. As a NATO member, its ties to the West often clash with its interests in the region, particularly with its neighbors to the south. Turkey's military and humanitarian involvement in Syria, Iraq, and beyond has drawn both praise and criticism as it navigates the turbulent waters of Middle Eastern politics. Turkey is a nation divided, politically fractured between secularist and conservative factions. The rise of President Erdogan and his Justice and Development Party, AKP, has fueled the divide, with his supporters advocating for a more religiously driven state, while opposition groups push for secular reforms. This division has led to protests, street violence, and even calls for greater democracy. Despite its internal divisions, Turkey is an important player on the world stage. As a NATO member and a regional power, its influence stretches from the Middle East to the Mediterranean. Turkey's foreign policy is increasingly assertive, seeking to define its role in global geopolitics and challenge established power dynamics. While Turkey's major cities like Istanbul and Ankara continue to grow and develop, the rural areas face ongoing challenges. Poverty and limited access to resources have kept many rural regions behind. But the government is focused on rural development initiatives aimed at improving infrastructure, healthcare, and education for rural communities. Tourism has become one of Turkey's most vital economic drivers. Its rich historical heritage, stunning landscapes, and vibrant culture draw millions of visitors each year. From the ancient ruins of Ephesus to the otherworldly beauty of Cappadocia, Turkey's allure remains as strong as ever. The future of Turkey rests with the next generation of leaders, many of whom are increasingly educated abroad and committed to progressive ideals. As Turkey confronts the challenges of modernization, this new generation will play a crucial role in shaping the country's future political landscape. Turkey's history is filled with challenges, wars, political upheavals, and economic crises, but its people have always shown incredible resilience. Through each setback, Turkey has rebuilt itself and emerged stronger, a testament to the country's enduring spirit and determination. In the modern era, Turkey's young population is leading the way in technology and innovation. Startups and tech hubs are flourishing across the country, particularly in Istanbul and Ankara. Turkey is rapidly becoming a hub for digital technology and technological exports, with a focus on areas like artificial intelligence, software development, and e-commerce. Turkey's rapid digital transformation is unlocking new economic opportunities. From e-commerce to digital media, Turkey is using technology to foster global connections and expand its influence. The country is increasingly becoming integrated into the global digital economy, with a younger, tech-savvy population leading the way. As a regional power, Turkey continues to expand its influence through both diplomacy and military strength. The nation plays a significant role in resolving conflicts, such as in Syria and Libya, and continues to maintain a powerful presence in NATO and the broader international community. The government continues to push for constitutional and political reforms that will shape Turkey's future. However, these changes have been met with both support and opposition. The nation's political future is uncertain as reform efforts continue to clash with the status quo. The global rise of Turkish cinema and arts has brought the country's culture to international audiences. Turkish films, TV shows, and art exhibitions are making waves globally, showcasing the richness of the country's traditions while embracing modern creativity. Turkey stands at a crossroads, facing a future full of both challenges and potential. With a young, dynamic population, a strong sense of identity, and a rich cultural history, Turkey's place in the world is still being defined. Its resilience and determination will continue to guide it into an uncertain future, but one filled with possibility. Turkey's economy is a tale of both triumph and struggle. In recent years, the country has faced inflation, currency devaluation, and external pressures. But with strong government initiatives and a growing industrial sector, Turkey is determined to overcome these obstacles and emerge as an economic leader in the region. As a vital hub between East and West, Turkey has become an increasingly attractive destination for global trade and investment. Its growing infrastructure, young workforce, and strategic location make it a key player in international commerce, attracting investors from around the world. Despite its economic strides, Turkey remains deeply affected by geopolitical tensions. From the ongoing conflict in Syria to shifting relations with its NATO allies, the political landscape poses both challenges and opportunities for its future economic prospects. Agriculture remains one of Turkey's economic pillars. The country is a leading producer of fruits, vegetables, and grains. From the fertile fields of Anatolia to the rich vineyards in the south, agriculture continues to be central to the nation's identity and economic output. Turkey's entertainment industry has gained significant recognition on the global stage, especially through its booming television drama market. Turkish TV shows are now being watched in over 140 countries, making Turkey one of the leading exporters of TV content in the world. The country's film and music scenes are also thriving, with a new generation of Turkish artists gaining international acclaim. Alongside the entertainment industry, Turkey is also making its mark in the world of fashion. Turkish designers and brands have showcased their creations at global fashion shows, bringing Turkish craftsmanship and modern design to the world's catwalks. Istanbul, a city at the crossroads of Europe and Asia, has become a hub for fashion and style. With a focus on education and innovation, Turkey is investing heavily in research, development, and technological advances. Universities are expanding, and young people are increasingly looking to the future. Equipped with a strong educational foundation that will help drive Turkey's continued growth in the global economy. As Turkey continues to evolve and face both challenges and opportunities, it remains a nation in transformation. Its strategic position, resilient people, and rich cultural heritage will continue to shape its path forward. The future of Turkey is one of promise, where both tradition and innovation coexist, driving the nation to reach new heights on the global stage. Today, Turkey stands at a crossroads, facing immense challenges and incredible opportunities. It's a country deeply rooted in its ancient history, yet modern in its aspirations. With a vibrant, youthful population, Turkey is embracing change while holding on to its unique cultural identity. The future remains uncertain, but Turkey's resilience continues to shape its journey. From the crumbling walls of the Byzantine Empire to the rise of an ambitious republic, Turkey's journey has been one of transformation, struggle, and triumph. It is a land where East meets West, where cultures collide, and where history continues to shape the present. As Turkey looks toward the future, it remains steadfast in its quest for growth, unity, and prosperity. Its story is far from over. Please subscribe and get more historical.